Hey cruise fans, and welcome back to Ray and Sue's travel channel. We're on the beautiful Celebrity Ascent on a 10-night cruise around the Mediterranean. Now we know you love a ship tour, so in our ship tour series part 2 we're going to share with you decks 4 and 5 shops, bars, restaurants and the theatre. Enjoy. Okay, so next to Cafe El Baccio is the iLounge and photo gallery. So in here you can go in and of course, as we've come to rely on, if you're getting photographs taken of you throughout your cruise, you can come here. They'll be stored in soft copy on the computer systems, and you can go in and you can have a look at those photographs and select which ones that you might like to purchase. You can also obtain a variety of different framing options. You can even buy some single-use cameras and various other things that you might like to purchase, or perhaps you've come away on your cruise and forgotten to bring with you, so you can get those here. And then there's the iLounge. Now iLounge is set aside for dealing with any computer-based items that you may need, any technology, but also to solve some of your technical problems associated with the app, the Celebrity app, or other technology-based problems that you might have. So in the iLounge then you can also of course come down here and get direct access to the internet and use some of the facilities down here in terms of connectivity. So that's the iLounge and the photo gallery on deck. Okay, so as we come away from the iLounge then, this next area is set aside for shore excursions. And so of course, as you know, whilst you're on your cruise, if you'd like to do an excursion off board, this is the place to come and book those excursions. Lots of helpful pads made available on these desks for you to get a real feel for the excursion itself and the real details of that, perhaps in a larger format compared to the app on your smartphone. So shore excursions, where you can come, you can sit, you can ask questions, and the team here will look after you in terms of finding that right excursion for you. Okay, so if we come away from the shore excursions area, then the next area we'll come to is the studio. Now the studio is a service made available with an upcharge to provide a personal touch in terms of your photographic needs. So you can get yourself that personal photo session either individually or as a group to meet your photographic needs. So that's the photo studio on deck 4, just adjacent to the iLounge and the next area that we'll go to, which is the future cruise area. Okay, so this next area that we'll come to is future cruise. You should know by now that there's always the opportunity to get a discussion with the future cruise team on board, and that is if you are enjoying your cruise so far, then they will take the opportunity to help you look at any future cruises that you might have an interest in or may decide to do. And usually on board there are a few incentives to help you at least put a deposit down on a future cruise. So the next area we'll come to is the shops, and this shop is called Attraction, and this of course is the store where you can get yourself a variety of different fragrances and various products to assist with makeup, etc. So lots of scents and lots of makeup items available to you. Now of course it's closed at the moment, so I can only give you a feel for the store through the windows, but this is open on a regular basis when we're at sea all of the time, and in the evenings as well, and there will be people here to help you. This area then we have the next store, which is resort wear, where you can come down and you can find yourself items that you might utilize out in the ports that we visit. So of course you can find things like water bottles and sunglasses and various items, probably non-precious jewellery, etc., and beachwear, etc. Okay, so that was the resort wear store. This next store we'll come to is an apparel store called The Collection. Hope you can see that on the nice designed name tag. So in this store you'll be able to find non-precious jewellery and apparel, so hats and shirts and shorts, some of which are branded for the Celebrity brand, not all, but some subtly, some more in your face. So if that's the sort of apparel that you would like to wear, then this is where you can purchase that. So that's The Collection. And so in addition to the resort wear and The Collection, there's also another store here called Local Edition, and this store has again a variety of apparel and various other items that are tax-free, and you can see in there for yourself the sorts of items that you might find that will be non-branded. Okay, so that's like the Local Collection. Again, shop 3 or 4 on this level. And then lastly then, on this level at least, deck 4, is Spirited. Spirited of course is the store where you can purchase yourself some alcohol and also I think cigarettes and cigars. So you can go in there, grab yourself a bargain in there. Usually multi-bottle deals are available for you. So that is Spirited on deck 4. Okay, so as we get more towards the front of the ship now, we can see the theatre. And the theatre is laid out on 2 floors, floor 4 and floor 5. Let's go in now and take a look at this wonderful looking theatre. Even in the foyer, the entrance to the theatre, it's very tastefully decorated, and some really lovely pieces of art here in terms of the chairs with mirror tiles all over it, and you can get access to floor 5 from here as well. But let's go in and take a look at this wonderful theatre. Of course it's in a traditional semicircle design, of course, and of course the centrepiece being the stage area itself, and a wonderful wraparound display area to the rear of the stage itself. Isn't that fantastic? And then of course up on floor 5, if you like the upper circle, you can also get seating up there. Of course there'll be the control area, the control office upstairs too, but a really nice place to come along and see the evening entertainment which is laid on by the cruise line. And Sue and I have frequented this theatre over this cruise, and let me tell you that the entertainment has been spectacularly good. So well done Celebrity for bringing forward lots of up-to-date entertainment for your guests. So that's the theatre on deck 4, and as I mentioned you can get up to deck 5 from here. So let's run the gauntlet and go up the stairs whilst filming, and you'll see up on on deck 5. Of course, a similar view, but an elevated one at that. And again, it's accessible, so if you have accessibility needs, then up on deck 5 is a great place for you to be situated. And here on the right hand side is typically the area that is set aside for suite guests or higher ranking members of the Captain's Club loyalty program, but you will be able to get access to that about 5 minutes after the show begins. So if you have come late and you don't have a seat and there are some available, they will make them available for you. So here on deck 5, of course, you can see again wonderful seating, very comfortable, and an elevated view over the performance area and the stage. So a really impressive theatre for the entertainment which is laid on. Okay, so that's the theatre on the beautiful Celebrity Ascent. Okay, so this next area we'll come to, just adjacent to the lifts on the forward section of the ship, is the club. Now the club is an area set aside for comedy shows and for some of the smaller musical artists, and again it's very tastefully decorated. You'll also have the silent disco in here, and there is a resident DJ, and you'll see up at the top to the left of the screen where his podium is, a really comfortable, well laid out area, nice and comfortable each side, lovely seating, and of course a stage area and also a dance floor where you can take your partner to dance or lay down some moves, as the youngsters say. So that's the club on deck 4, and typically utilised for comedy shows, smaller musical events, and the music events and discos, etc. So that's the club on deck 4, and of course there are stairs here, I won't ascend them now, that will take you up to a higher area which is on deck 5 up the top there. Hope that's useful. So we're back in the grand foyer now on deck 4, and we'll go down still further towards the rear of the ship, and you'll find again now some more stores available to you. So this first one is called Time Is Now, and you won't be surprised to hear that this is a jewellery store, and you can pick up some wonderful watches of all of the popular upscale brands, you know, like Breitling and Tag Heuer, etc. And then of course some wonderful jewellery as well, and here there are Fabergé eggs available, cruise fans, so if you'd like to come down and purchase one of those, it may set you back a few pounds or dollars or euros, I'm sure. And then a variety and selection of jewellery according to your requirements. So in addition to that specific store, there is also the Effie store, and this is all very tastefully presented to you. It is entirely open, it's not locked, but of course safe and secure display cabinets of all of the items that Effie has for sale here on board. So again, we'll just take a quick scan around some of the display cabinets, some very lovely statement pieces, and some other daywear type jewellery items that are available as well. And no, I'm not sponsored by the brand. And as we go more towards the front, a few stunning pieces that invite you into the store to have a look around. So that's the Effie store on deck 4. So also on deck 4 is the casino. Now we'll go through here quite quickly. Some of the cruise lines do tend to get a little bit touchy when people are in filming the environment, but I will share it with you as it's closed. We're in port today, so of course the casinos don't open, and what you'll see is a variety of tables along the centre of the casino itself. Of course there is the cashier office here in the rear, and then a variety of different card table games like poker and blackjack and Texas Hold'em and craps and roulette, and then of course a variety of slot machines around the outside, a fairly significant number of them. And there are also some TVs in here showing the latest sport that might be on at the time when you're in the casino. And of course it's got its own bar where you can get yourself a drink. So that's the casino here on deck 4 on the beautiful Celebrity Ascent. We hope that's been useful. So this next store is a store where you can purchase leather goods, so bags and purses, etc. This store is called Sense of Self, and of course there'll be a variety of different brands in there, from perhaps those ones that you might know like Kate Spade and Burberry, etc. So take a little look in there, and then we're now down towards the rear of the ship here on deck 4, and this gives us the entrance into the Cyprus and Cosmopolitan restaurants. Okay, so back in the grand foyer then, let's go up to deck 5 and see what we can find up there. So let's again run the gauntlet up the stairs, and you will find, of course, you've got access via lift to all of these floors, but there are step accesses for you interspersed in the grand foyer. So up on deck 5 here we get again a lovely, wonderful view of the grand foyer itself, and there are a few restaurants and shops and activities up here that we'd like to share with you, but I just thought I would share that overview over the balcony. So let's have a look to see what we can see. So first on the right hand side here is Raw on 5. Now this is the sushi bar. Typically you will see the equivalent on Royal Caribbean, but again it's a lovely, well lit open space where you can come and get yourself your favourite sushi and tahini and various Japanese and Asian Oriental dishes. Again, it's an upscale restaurant, so there is an additional charge, but it's very, very tastefully decorated. Sun's coming up now, so we've got some great light to work with. But as you can see, lots of small tables, but also tables for groups as well. So that's Raw on 5 for your sushi requirements. So next on 5 is the World Class Bar, and this is a smaller, more discreet area where you can come and you can probably get yourself a variety of high quality drinks and champagne experiences. Tastefully decorated, nice comfortable low level seating all around. A really useful use of the space, and somewhere that you can use perhaps as a meeting point for friends or relatives on the cruise with you. So that's the World Class Bar adjacent to Raw on 5 on deck 5. Okay, so the next area we'll come to is the art gallery run by Park West. Obviously this is an outsourced part of the cruise operation. Park West have a presence in all of the Royal Caribbean and Celebrity cruise operations, and this is where you can come and you can find yourself a nice tasteful piece of art or physical ceramic art, and there are some lovely pieces that are set aside on display that might take your fancy. There are certain pieces of art that are quite popular, certain artists that are quite popular, and Park West do have a holding of a lot of those pieces in their range. So if art, wall art and ceramic art is something that interests you, then come on down to Park West on board on deck 5 to get an idea of what they have in store. And of course, as we walk through the art gallery itself, there are desks where you can come along and speak to one of the concierges here about your art preferences, and perhaps even purchase something to take away or have delivered. And then of course also entry into the theatre on deck 5. Okay, so back into the grand foyer then on deck 5 we come across this bridge and we come to the next speciality restaurant, which is Fine Cut. It's the Fine Cut Steakhouse. So let's go in and take a look in there. So in Fine Cut Steakhouse you can come along. Again, this is an upscale restaurant, so there is a charge made for coming and dining in here. Again, contemporary decoration, lovely seating, comfortable seating, little defined areas with tables for two. And again, if you'd like a larger table set, then that's available for you as well. Some fantastic looking cutlery and crockery on the table, really tastefully designed in these golds and browns. I hope you can see that. It's quite bright here because the sun is just coming up. But that's Fine Cut Steakhouse on deck 5 for your steakhouse requirements. Okay, so the next area we'll look at, accessible from the grand foyer here on deck 4, is Voyage by Chef Daniel Balynt. And we'll go in now and have a little look at this upscale restaurant, which is bookable through the maitre d' here in this little entrance hall. And when we actually go into the restaurant itself, it very definitely has a sort of unique feel of its own, very tastefully decorated and clearly set up for fine dining. Of course, there's a little trolley here with lots and lots of different wine decanters, etc. But a relatively small restaurant, but somewhere where you can get a unique culinary opportunity, tasting dishes from a menu defined by Daniel Balynt, and that's a lovely little ambience and a nicely decorated area. There's even a little private area here on the left hand side, so if you'd like a private dinner for 6 by the looks of it, or potentially 8 if necessary, then that can be made available for you as well. So there you go, that's Le Voyage by Daniel Balynt, Chef Daniel Balynt, on deck 4 by the grand for you. We hope that's been useful. And if you like this video, why not check out our channel, Ray and Sue's Travel Channel, where you'll find a raft of other cruise videos covering the Far East, the Middle East, the Mediterranean and the Caribbean and Mexico. So we hope you've enjoyed that part 2 of our ship tour series on the beautiful Celebrity Ascent. In the next ship tour video we're going to share with you Blue Restaurant and Eden. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in the next ship tour video. Bye bye.